I'm going to effectively go through the video here with all of you. We're going to watch it once through, just unedited. I'll let everyone who hasn't seen it see it. And then we're going to go through and talk about what all of the moves are, what they do, what my theory is for some of the things that aren't there. And then a couple little extra tidbits for you, because I thankfully was able to talk to Dan at Genesis about a couple of the unanswered questions from this trailer. And he told them to a group of people. So there's a couple things I know that weren't told to a group of people. But the things that were told to a group of people kind of as an okay, we'll go over what those are as well. So there'll be a couple little extra nuggets in this video that were confirmed by Dan to a group of people that I think we have an okay to share. But then there will be a couple more surprises for everybody beyond this. So let's watch the trailer. And if my video sounds hoarse, it's because it is. I got back from Genesis late last night. But we're trying to do this as quick as possible. So let's view it.
Nothing better than a clear sky and smooth sailing. Hasn't always been that way, though. I was born and raised on the Polakai Islands, which received the blessing of the tree Tears. But one day, the Tear of Joy vanished, so I shipped out to bring the scallywag home. Got a mite sidetracked in Julesville, but found a few good mates for me trouble, and more than a little treasure. Miss Search then led to Godai Delta, but she'd be surrounded by a storm. Even I am not crazy enough to sail true. But now, I'll set anchor in Merchant Port. And while I'm there, plunder a bit of loot to tide me over. Pirate's life for me. Another one walks the plank.
All right, guys. So that is the trailer uninterrupted for my fucking goat, Slade the Shark.
Tear of Joy vanished. Got a mite sidetracked in Julesville.
Now we're gonna go through this one item at a time. Air dodge cancel to grab and throw the item. Yeah. Dan already said that stuff like glide toss and aerial glide toss are going to be in the game. He confirmed that on a dev stream a while ago. So you can safely assume that Slade's going to be able to do glide toss and aerial glide toss just because Dan said he likes those mechanics. So even though that's not in the trailer, again, you can assume that that's going to be the case. Now, we'll kind of go clip by clip here, and then at the end, I will expand upon a couple of extra things. So, that first move, obviously, is fucking dash attack. I think everyone is pretty sure about that. It looks pretty good, all things considered. It's got decent range, and will probably function as an anti-air. Can I explain those mechanics? Effectively, glide toss or aerial glide toss is, I believe, canceling an air dodge with your item throw, so you get a little bit of extra momentum when you throw the item. It's just like extra movement tech and like item throwing tech. I can't confirm this, but I imagine Slade will also have like Z drop mechanics where he can drop items with Z and recatch them and stuff like that. Again, just because it's like a PM mechanic. So even though that's not in the trailer, I think you can probably safely assume that stuff like that's going to be in. So we got dash attack. Then we got fair. Honestly, we can put this on 0.5 speed. And then I can talk as it's happening. That's an annoying sound. Okay, so we got dash attack. We got fair. We got forward tilt. So all of those seem fairly straightforward. He has like the link fair. He has just a swipe for like for his forward tilt. We see that the fair one hit has a high degree of has a high knockback hit. So you'll be able to like hit that and then fast fall and maybe not go for the second hit. We don't see what the second hit does. It might also be a kill move. It might be more of a combo move. We'll just have to wait and see what the second hit of fair does. But you see him throw the item into the fair. This next clip, we got grab. This is special pummel. I know some people were speculating if that was like the regular pummel or not, but he has a unique voice line for it. And it drops a lot of money. Like more money than normal. So his special pummel looks like it's just going to be a way to get more money. Then you see his neutral B functions a little bit like Pac-Man's bonus fruit. Yeah, fair works a little bit differently than ult. But it's like a similar animation. We're going to have to see what fair 2 does. His neutral B is like Pac-Man bonus fruit, where it cycles through the items, and then you kind of arrive on the one that you want. A little bit down the line, so it starts with the shuriken, goes into this water droplet, and then you'll see later in the trailer, we'll eventually go into the bomb. This is one of the tidbits that was shared with the group, so I think I can tell you guys. Every item in the bonus fruit costs money. So other than the shuriken, so the shuriken at the very start is free. So you can use that whenever you want. But then every consecutive item in the bonus fruit charge ends up costing money. And an ascending amount of money. So if you can't afford it, it won't go to that point in the bonus fruit. And you'll have to hold that L. So... yeah, there's the implication that the items will be powerful, but it's also, you won't be able to just zone with boomerang like a link, right? Because you'll have to spend money on it to make it happen. And like you won't be able to just keep pulling bombs or keep pulling whatever the water droplet is. For the water droplet, that is one of the 2 things with Slade right now that we don't know what it does. Dan was gonna tell me, but then he had to leave. So all I can tell you is Dan said it's his favorite item. So, take that for what you will. Knowing that it's on the bonus fruit wheel, I'm assuming it's a grabbable item. I know in Dungeons of Aether, like in the game that Slade is from, there's a water droplet that he gets as an item, and it makes him faster over time. And so my guess, and I'm telling you this is very genuinely a guess, I think Slade, maybe he'll get a speed buff while he's holding the water droplet, and then it will like encourage you to do Z-drop aerials, right? Because you'll be faster, but it will be like an execution barrier to having the speed. And then your opponent could also pick it up. Like if you do a Z-drop aerial and they hit you out of it, or you drop the item or whatever, and then they could pick it up and they could do Z-drop aerials and it will make them faster. So my working theory is that while you're holding the water droplet, which is the second item, this one, it'll make you faster. And then, yeah, being able to like Z-drop it and stuff would open up cool combos. But this, I genuinely don't know. This is something that we was not shared with anyone. So we'll have to wait and see. Maybe a dev stream explains what it does, gives us a look behind the scenes. But that's my speculation for now, at the very least. We see the boomerang come out here. The down air kills, and you'll see in the corner here, the boomerang is actually in the ground. So actually, unlike a Toon Link or a Link or a Young Link boomerang, the boomerang's stuck in the ground, which means you can go back and pick it up again. Oh, sorry, my face cam's in the way. I'll move it. Yeah. So you can see that the boomerang is in the ground. So you can go and pick it up. You can grab the boomerang. And your opponent can also go pick up the boomerang and grab it. So it functions like an actual item instead of like Link or Young Links that don't actually function as items. And then you also saw the Young Link down air come out here. That kind of bounced on him and gave him a kill. So Young Link down air coming through as well as a pick-upable item. Now we get to the weird stuff, okay? We get to the weird stuff. It looks like down B slams this treasure chest that has a hitbox. So you can slam down the treasure chest, give it a hitbox. And it knocks away a little bit. And then we see this shop. Okay. So this shop is different from your bonus fruit, right? Your bonus fruit are items. This shop is upgrades. Okay? So every one of these things gives you something that stays, right? Whereas the bonus fruit gives you an item. This actually changes how Slade works. So we'll see in this clip, he buys the feather, which is the most expensive thing by a lot, which allows him to defy death upon hitting the blast zone. Yeah, and so for those of you who are familiar with Shovel Knight got something similar. We don't know if these stay for a whole stock or if they stay for the whole game. Shovel Knight stayed for the whole game. So I think it's probably safe to assume that once you get these, you'll get to keep them, even if you die, especially because they're so expensive. But again, that's something we don't know yet. One thing I will say is Dan said that the feather, the 2500, takes a long time to buy, like multiple stocks. So if you want the feather, you're going to have to give up some other stuff that is pretty good. And we'll go over what the other stuff is in a little bit. But I'm thinking the feather is probably going to be more of like a troll pick or like a win more pick. Whereas you're probably going to prioritize the other stuff. And yeah, the feather burns up on use, but will stay until you use it, presumably. Rono gets bubble for free. That's true. So let's continue the trailer. He buys the feather, gets hit with the cloud, and you'll see here, bounces off the blast zone, and then has a couple of iframes. So boom, 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 boom. Has a couple of iframes there. And then bounces off the blast zone. This is good. It's not as good as you think it is, right? Because this bounce off the blast zone, for it to work, will probably have fixed knockback of just like popping you back. And then you can see the iframes don't last that long, right? We can even count them. Presuming this is at 60 frames per second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So you get 30 frames of invulnerability after bouncing off the blast zone, at least at this point in the trailer. And at this point, Absa could just send out another cloud and kill him again. You know what I mean? So, as much as this looks broken, at least my early bet is this is not what you're going to use your money for. It's a free ant confirm, right? Because it's not like a secret that you bought the feather, right? Your opponent knows. So they just go back out and get you again. Okay, so we continue watching here. Slade gets the item, and you'll see he has the item in his hand, which means, and this is, in my opinion, the most exciting thing about the trailer. This next move is Dancing Blade. Marth side B, Dancing Blade. And so that's crazy. And I want you to take a look. Again, frame data is subject to change, obviously. But I want you to take a look at this. I want you to take a look at this. Here's Slade landing. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Frame 7? Dancing Blade? Guys, frame 7? Frame 7? Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, what? Okay. So this is Dancing Blade, which means we don't know what all of the follow-ups are, right? But what we do see is this looks like the downward follow-up, right? And the downward follow-up not only generates a bunch of money, like there's 3 gold coins here, but it also pops up for a combo. Which is, again, guys, additionally, Dancing Blade doesn't do this. And so you have a frame 6 potential combo starter out of your side B, which means that you can do it while holding an item. That is very strong. That is very strong. And it's also exciting because it opens up a lot of potential for really cool item confirms. So we'll keep this going. He jumps, tosses the item, goes into up B. This is just like, it's like a Young Link up B. Looks like start up, up, down to me. All I know is the last hit's probably down. I'm not sure how much you can change the up downs in it. But yeah, this is hero spin. It's like Young Links. We see it kill off the top. Probably not great DI. Okay, we'll move on to the fishing rod because all of that is very exciting, but we kind of figured it out. The fishing rod is either a taunt or it's his ledge special. We don't know which one. That being said, if we go and watch a little further in the video, you'll see that it gets a fish that can then be used, right? And so because of that like level of interactivity, I think this is probably his ledge special, right? Which makes it really weird because it doesn't let you, it doesn't come back onto the stage aggressively, right? It doesn't have the same function as like a get up attack. It doesn't put you back on the stage very far. If someone is standing like right here, you see where I'm right there, they're going to hit you. So it's it would be the first ledge special that didn't do anything in like this space, pretty much. That being said, if it is a ledge special, there's a chance that this works like Shovel Knights. And follow me on this. There's a chance that this works like Shovel Knights where it spikes. Again, we don't know this, but I'm saying there's a chance because he's had a couple Shovel Knight recycled mechanics. And so if you're on the ledge and you press B, like let's say you are in a situation where you hit someone off for an edge guard and then you wave dash onto ledge. So they're forced to go low because they can't grab the ledge. But then you press B and the fucking fishing rod comes out and ruins their fucking day. Guys. So if this is a ledge special and not just a taunt, this is going to be the first ledge special that you can use aggressively while your opponent is off stage, which is very cool in my opinion. And I hope it's that. But we'll keep moving on because there's some other cool stuff to talk about here. So he pulls up a fish, and the fish goes into the chest, right? And then the chest closes. But that's not all that happens, right? if you watch the trailer, it goes into the chest and then the fish bounces out of it. But that's not all. If you've watched this as many times as me, guys, there's more to notice here. Look at Slade right now. Look at Slade. After the fish goes into the chest, look at what Slade does. Right? Guys. He points. He points, which means he pressed a button. So guys, the implication here is you can put items in the chest and then press down B to shoot them out of the chest. Which means if you have the money, you can put a bomb in the chest and then throw people at the chest and detonate the bomb in the chest. Like Snake. If you've set that all up. That's crazy. And so it seems like if you put an item in the chest, you can press down B and get access to that item again, and it will shoot it out. Very cool. Very, very, very cool. There's a lot of unique elements to this, and there's a lot of potential player expression in what you can do with something like this. It's really, really cool. Continue the trailer. Wait, you're cooking? I know I'm cooking. I know I'm cooking. This is up tilt. It's regular up tilt. It's like Heroes up tilt. You'll see he goes over to the platform, and it looks like he Z grabs the fish to throw it. So fair enough. And then you'll see the menu come up again here. Down aerial launches you downward. So you'll see he buys this. And now Slade has an earring. He didn't have this before. So there's a visual update on what the character himself looks like after you buy stuff. So that, I think, lends itself to the theory that it probably lasts the whole game. And then you'll see his down air is now a stall and fall. It's now a stall and fall. And so it turns it from a young Link down air into like a Toon Link down air. And you'll see it looked pretty strong. So that's very cool. You get an upgrade from like a regular, just like floaty down air to like a Toon Link stall and fall down air. That's probably going to be a low priority buy, if I had to guess. Again, this is like my theory craft for it. But it's something to grab if you want a little bit of extra versatility. You'll see the rest of the combo. He'll do a Nair, which this is the effectively like the best kind of Nair in the game. Truly, this is the messed up Nair. And so, you're fine. You're fine. It's a classic sex kick. Everyone loves this Nair. There's a lot of reason to love this Nair. Z-drop aerials are crazy with this Nair. So, lots of stuff to like here. And then, up B at the ledge. Again, works like hero spin. And kills off the side. So another great kill move. And again, based on what we've seen so far, assuming that the frame data doesn't change, Slade has a ton of strong out of shield options. And let's we can actually see the startup on this. Nair looks like frame 4. That's typical for a sex kick, but still very fast. Let's see how fast this up B comes out. As of now, looks like he starts it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. Comes out on frame 9 or 10. And then hits on frame 11 after. So depending on if you think it starts here or here, frame 9 or 10. Guys, out of shield? Frame 10? Kill move? Frame 10, kill move out of shield? That's this big? Are you kidding? Nobody has that. Nobody has that right now. This is good. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. This is some good stuff. All right, we continue. All right, the chest is back. Replace your grab with a tether. Guys. You don't understand what this means. You don't understand what this means. Okay. First of all, tether grab. Not only that, Link's Uppy and Ultimate is frame 7. Relax. So this is the only tether grab in the game. But if you guys are an eagle-eyed viewer, you'll notice, holy fuck, that's really fucking fast. Tether grabs are usually pretty slow. And like the other buffs, yes, he keeps it. He just gets a tether grab now. So that is the thing that we went over earlier. The buffs, other than the feather, it seems like he keeps the whole game. If it's like Shovel Knight, he'll keep it the whole game. If they rein it in, he'll keep it for the stock. But he doesn't lose it after use. And so, again, let's count. We'll do it together. This is dash grab, by the way. So it looks like it's hard to tell when he starts grabbing. This looks like dash. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So, again, this is a rough estimate. This is anywhere from 9 to 13 frames startup. Let's say, even if we're being ungenerous, right? If we're being as ungenerous as possible, this has a 13 frame startup for what looks like a dash grab. Dash grabs in Rivals 2 have 10 frames of startup. So this is, if we're being ungenerous, it's 3 frames more. Guys, if we're being generous and assuming that a couple of these frames were dash frames, brother, it's the same. It's the same. It's got the same frame data. Are you fucking kidding me? That's crazy. Not only this, but guys, this, again, was told to a group of people, so I think it's okay to share. Because it was shared very freely, very openly to not just me. It was a group of people. This upgrade gives Slade a Zair. It's not just the tether grab. Slade gets a Zair. And you know what that fucking means? You know what that fucking means? Look at what Melee Samus does with Zair. Look at what Melee Samus does with Zair. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. I don't know much about the Zair. All I know, this game is inspired by Melee PM. Look at what Melee Samus does with Zair. I know he has a Zair. At least at current. And so, you know, I think we'll see more. We'll see more from the dev stream, and they'll probably confirm exactly the properties that it has. And obviously I can't confirm exactly what it does because I don't know. But if he has a Zair, and as we see, it's like the second most expensive item, I think you can reasonably assume that there's probably some degree of interaction with either the ledge or the wall. Now, that's not confirmed, but let your mind run free for a little bit on that. So this upgrade is very good. This upgrade's very good. We'll keep going. This looks like down throw. Gives him the boot. This looks like down strong. That's jab, jab into down tilt. So again, a lot of moves happened really quick here. So it looks like down throw sets people up pretty close in front of you, which is nice. Spin there. Yeah, jab, down tilt. I think that's Shovel Knight's down tilt. So that's cool. You see here, he does a Dacus up strong. Up strong, very similar animation to up tilt. This up strong will be a good move. I'm just telling you right now. This shit's huge. Look at how big this is. Guys, because he jumps off the ground, look at how big this is. Just take a second. Just take a second. Here's down tilt. We'll keep going. We'll keep going. Down tilt pops him up. And now, just take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 frames hits here. That's interesting. This is on the ground, by the way. Hits here. It's on the ground. So it's not just an anti-air. This hits on the ground. On frame 12. Right here. Okay. Let's look at the rest of this move. The rest of the animation. Boom. Boom, boom. Oh, shit. This move is huge. He jumps, and then look at this beautiful arc. Look at this beautiful arc. This hits way above the platform. Way above the platform. Holy fuck. What an incredible move. Okay, another thing, actually, that I want to see is if we can make a guesstimate on if his up tilt will hit above. Guys, I didn't even think about this before. This is up tilt. This is a problem. This is a problem. This is a problem. Look at where the platform is. Look at where the platform is. Look at where this little sword is. Look at where the platform is. And look at where the sword is. Guys, look at where the platform is. It's right here. This is where the sword is. This is up tilt. Look at where the sword is. Look at where the platform is. This is going to be very good. How good remains to be seen. This is going to be very good. That's just how that works. Okay, we'll get back to the up strong. And you'll see, he still has this hook on his hand. So it is like a visual upgrade. And you'll see now back air. One of the most insane things I've ever seen in my entire life. Look at this move. Frame 5. Donkey Kong back air. 1. And then watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. This is gonna blow your mind. Another one. Another one. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? 2? Another one? Okay, so not only do we have like a frame 4 or 5 neutral there, and no, it's not Link Bear, because Link Bear does 2 hits every time. This person inputted 2 hits. You had enough time to get 2 out in the combo. This is just having enough time. You can do 1 if you want. So you do another one. Okay? So we have a fast nair out of shield, a fast back air out of shield, a fast up B out of shield, and all of them facilitate combo routes. This, you will be able to do 2 back airs in a full hop. Without a doubt. If the frame data stays the same, you will get 2 back airs in a full hop. That's incredible. You see what Galvin is doing to people? You can do that on this little fella. 2 back airs. It's beautiful. Down air, spikes on the close hit. We didn't see that before. Close hit of down air spikes. Weak hit of neutral air, the lingering hitbox. And then forward strong is a forward advancing just like stab. We also see the bomb charge here. And then the bomb kills. So it's not like a Toon Link bomb. It's not like a Link bomb. It's not like a Young Link bomb, which are all kind of combo tools. His bomb kills. Which means that if you put it in the chest, that could be pretty threatening. And you see him taunt. And so then that's it. That is it for the trailer. The demonstration of Slade. So, I have one more treat to talk about. And again, this was like shared in a group of people very candidly, so I think it's okay. We don't see what this does in the trailer. We don't see what this upgrade does. And I had the opportunity to ask what it does. And like I said, I got an interesting answer. This upgrade allegedly gives you a 3rd jump. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Interesting. So yes. So effectively, someone in the chat said it. His recovery is going to suck major ass. Right? His recovery is going to suck. Because he only has up B. His side B doesn't get him to the wall. He doesn't have anything like that. So his recovery with no upgrades is going to suck. His recovery, once you have this upgrade and this upgrade, it's not so bad anymore. That's not so bad anymore. Can he bomb recover? Well, you have to have enough money to buy the bomb, and then you have to charge to the bomb. So not really. So these 2 upgrades on either side are going to be high priority. Like high priority. And they're going to be so high priority, you're also going to really have to consider... you're really going to have to consider if you even want to buy the neutral B items or not. That's an interesting point. Picking a new upgrade replaces the old one. Was Shovel Knight like that? I don't think he was. And so I'm under the impression that the upgrades stay, but I guess I don't know for sure. Oh, Shovel Knight's upgrades replaced the other ones. So maybe you can only have one at a time. It depends on the upgrade. Yeah, maybe you can only have one at a time. That would be strange to me. But yeah. Does he have the down one right now? No, in this clip, he doesn't have the earring. No, so there's no clip where he has two. So they might not stack. We'll just have to see. Yeah, I assumed that they would stack and that it would just be hard to get a bunch of them. But, maybe they don't. And so then maybe you have to choose which one you want and which one you want to play with. Based on what Dan said about the money, like, based on what he said about it being so hard to get 2,500, it's hard for me to believe that they don't stack because you might not even get to afford two of these. You know what I mean? You might not even get enough money for both of them. So then if they didn't stack, are you ever incentivized to like ever buy anything other than just one? I don't know. So either way, that's the trailer. That's the information I have for all of you. Like I said, the little tidbits of information that I shared that were little bits of unknowns were shared to like a group of people very candidly. So I think it was okay in that regard. But they did come from Dan himself. And so the moves that we don't know and that I didn't have a chance to ask about, or they just weren't revealed for good reason, are we don't know if Dancing Blade has any other variants, right? We don't know if Slade loses money when he dies. We don't know what up air is. Though if I had to guess, I would say it's probably like Young Link's up air. There's no way they give him a sweep. None of the sword characters in this game have a sweep. So I imagine it'll probably be similar to Young Link's up air, but we don't know. It could be anything. And we don't know what the water droplet does. Oh, and we don't know what Get Up Special is. So we have 5 things we don't know. We don't know if Dancing Blade has variants, or if it's just the one variant. We don't know what up air is. We don't know what the blue orb does. And we don't know what Get Up Special does. If it's cloud up air, you guys are in a lot of trouble. But other than that, we have an idea, and we don't know all of the ins and outs of how every move works, or how fast he is necessarily, or what his airspeed is like, or we don't know a bunch of stuff about him. And so there's still a lot of stuff that they'll probably reveal in a dev stream or something like that down the line. So look forward to that. The character's coming out pretty soon, in like a month and a half. So you won't even have to wait too long. But man, I am excited for Slade. It's gonna be